Well, hey there. Do you, like most people, seem to think cooking is really hard? Well, that's bullshit.
In the next 5 minutes, we're going to show you 10 simple techniques to become a badass cook for all occasions. Learn how to hold and handle a knife. If you can handle your mini sword properly, you can cut all kinds of stuff. You've got 3 main options. 1, our preferred way, to pinch the blade with your thumb and pointer finger and wrap your other fingers around. It gives you great control, and by balancing the weight, it makes your hand one with the blade. 2, you've got the reach around. It works, but not as well. And 3, the hold the knife with your fingers and point the other one down the blade for no apparent reason. A sure way to piss off any chef. Oh, and be sure to curl your fingers back when you're cutting so you don't chop those little off.
Step 2. Learn how to cut. There are lots of different ways to cut. You've got dicing, using the vegetable to create a grid, producing nice little cube-like pieces. Mincing, holding the blade down with your other hand while rocking to finally cut into little pieces. Chopping, you can cube stuff up. Slicing, a rocking motion with knife tip on cutting board. And my personal favorite, cut however the hell you want and then tell people the dish is rustic.
Number 3, season your food. While there are many types of seasonings for food, salt is without a doubt the most important one. No matter how much effort you put into a meal, if you forget the salt, it's probably going to taste like nothing. Don't be shy with the salt either. Salt your meat and veggies before cooking, salt your water before boiling rice and pasta, and when making a soup, stew, or a sauce, start with a little salt, taste it, and slowly keep adding the salt until you can really taste the flavors. Don't want it tasting too salty? No, of course not. So just stop before the salt overtakes the flavor. You'll get the hang of it. Number 4, learn how to roast. Roasting is simple, just don't forget about your food or it's sure to burn. Simply get your oven hot around 400 to 450 degrees, toss some vegetables in oil, a little salt, maybe some pepper, and throw those suckers in the oven. If I were you, I would turn them around halfway through once they've browned up nicely on one side, and then continue to roast them. And just like that, voila, beautiful roasted veg. Oh, and be careful not to touch the hot pan out of the oven. Oh, that's no good.
You wouldn't believe it, but most people don't know the difference between a boil and a simmer. We'll use rice to demonstrate. Take 1 part rice to 2 parts water and add it to a pan. Now turn up the heat. Look, it's boiling. You see the bubbles constantly breaking the surface? Now turn the heat down low to a simmer. When simmering, you should only see a bubble break the surface every few moments or so, not the constant bubble. In the case of rice, once it's simmering, you can cover it and cook it on low so you won't burn the bottom. Remember, boil equal bubbles, simmer equal sometimes bubbles. Step 6, sautéing. Sautéing sounds much fancier than it is, likely because of the French. It involves heating up a pan, adding some oil, and adding in vegetables and other things, and then cooking them until they look extra delicious, seasoning when you need to. Once the veggies are frying, you can move them around from time to time in the pan, swirling the pan with your hand to make it look like you know what you're doing. Or, if you really want to get sexy, try flipping those vegetables up in the air. The ladies love that one. Trust me, I would know.
No, you wouldn't.
No, I wouldn't. But you can imagine what it'd be like if I did, right?
Number 7, blanching. Sounds complicated, I know, but don't worry, it's pretty simple. Just bring your pan of water to a boil, add some vegetables for about 30 to 60 seconds, and then just immediately add them to some ice water to shock them and stop the cooking. You see how pretty and vibrant the color is? This helps to preserve the freshness while taking out the bitterness. Then you can just cook them in a pan, saute them up, or eat them as is. Number 8, searing. One of my favorite things to do. Simply get some meat or fish, pat it dry, get a pan real hot, and add some oil. And just when that oil starts to smoke, that's when you can add your protein. Make sure you lay it away from you so you don't burn your face off with hot oil. Let it sit untouched for a few minutes until golden on one side, flip it onto the other side, and then do the same. For a really thick cut of meat, you can always toss it in the oven to finish the cooking process. Then simply let it rest for about 5 to 10 minutes so the juices settle, slice it up, and sexy meat juicy heaven, here we come.
Sauces range from something as easy as mixing ketchup with a few things and calling it barbecue sauce, to more fancy sauces. But however you swing it, a sauce can be the difference between a good and a great dish. And if you dry out your meat by overcooking it, it can be a real lifesaver. Remember those bits at the bottom of the pan from our steak frying? Toss in some onion, mushrooms, and garlic, fry them up real quick on high heat, and then toss in some liquid such as wine, water, or stock to deglaze the pan, aka getting those tasty little bits of flavor off the bottom. Add in some parsley, a whole bunch of butter, and voila, delicious sauce. Oh yeah, be sure to taste it for seasoning. Your friends will think you're so fancy and shit. Step 10. Plating your food. The final step to becoming an awesome cook in minutes is of course the presentation. Balancing colors, treating your plate like an art canvas. It always works wonders for even the most mediocre of dishes. It's all about preference, and perception is half the battle. So take your time making it look beautiful, and remember, if you don't have much food, use a smaller plate. Everything will look bigger. Just like that last time when you shaved your balls. Congratulations! Now you're officially a chef and you can skip going to culinary school. Be sure to stick around next time when we teach you how to skin the goat of a donkey.
Click that beautiful subscribe link for endless Brothers Green videos and check out these other related videos.